if you were the Minnesota Vikings general manager, if you're Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah right now, what in the world are you thinking? For a team that is 4-4 now, once upon a time 0-3, now 4-4, and the defense has been playing very well, and you have drafted a talented kid in Jordan Addison, and he is filling in very well in the number one role, while Justin Jefferson, we're assuming, is ready to come back from that hamstring injury after his 4-game injured reserve absence that you're already halfway through. But Kirk Cousins goes down with an Achilles injury and is done for the season. What do you do? Do you decide to say, well, that's the end of that? This was kind of a reset year anyway. There's a lot of dead cap stuff that I can clear. I can try and get some picks right now. And let's see what people want for Danielle Hunter, or I don't think you're trading Justin Jefferson. You're just not doing that. You're not trading Hawkinson. You're not trading Jordan Addison. You're just not doing it. But who else? Who wants what? Right? Or do you say, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to stay put. I drafted this kid, Jaren Hall. He was Puka Nakua's quarterback at BYU.
That's funny. Okay.
He's a 5th-round rookie.
Okay.
And we're going to go for it with him. It's going to be rough, but we're going to go for it with him. And, yeah, he looked overwhelmed yesterday, but that's what happens when all of a sudden you're thrown into the mix in Lambeau Field. But let's coach him up. If Tyson Bagent can do it, my guy from BYU can do it. If you thought Puka Nacua was great, guess who threw it to him? This kid. And let's see what he looks like. Crazier things have happened, right? Or do you say, we're not standing pat. We have a team that is, once upon a time, 0-3, now 4-4. We can win this division. We are playing well. We were gonna take that win yesterday and just reset and go into another season. That if we go 7-2 in, we can win the division again. And in a reset year, we can do it. We're currently the 7th seed right now. We're taking on Atlanta, which might be down to Taylor Heineke right now. That's who's next for us. And then we're home for New Orleans. We're at Denver on a Sunday night. Then we've got Chicago at home on a Monday night before our bye week. Yeah. Hell yeah. At Vegas. Sure, the game against Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is on a Saturday, potentially on NFL Network. I might be calling that one. Before we take on Detroit twice, wrapped around a possible sweep of Green Bay on a Sunday night that might get flexed out of. But, hey, guess what? Those are winnable games. And they're quite winnable with, say, someone like Trey Lance. Are you calling up Dallas right now and saying to Jerry, okay, you flipped to 5, let's improve that one?
Give me a 2.
Let's improve that one. They're going to give it a 2. Yeah. We'll improve it.
4.
Guess where he's from?
Oh.
State of Minnesota.
Hey.
Guess which team he probably grew up loving? The Vikings. How about calling up the Dallas Cowboys and saying, what do you need Trey Lance for? You got Cooper Rush. You're already halfway through your season. I know the Giants were down to quarterback number 3, and these things happen, but what do you need him for? Come on. Jerry, you know you're repaying Dak. Look at what Dak's doing. You love Dak, don't you?
Jerry does love Dak.
Do you call up the Dallas Cowboys and say, Jerry, you gave up a 5. We'll give you 3. And then you bring Trey Lance in right now. You do what you need to do with Jaren Hall, and then you get this kid, and you give this kid the opportunity to finish the season and see what he's got, right? Or do you just say, screw it? and call up the Arizona Cardinals and ask them, so Kyler Murray's got no injury designation, huh? And you didn't play him, and you already announced from the podium after the loss to Baltimore, you don't intend to play him next week either. What's up with that?
Now you're talking my language.
That seems like a bat signal from Arizona saying, who wants number one? Who's going to give us a Godfather offer for number one? Who, indeed? How about Kyler Murray? How do you think Justin Jefferson would like that? Jordan Addison would like that. All of your skilled players would like that.
Hawkinson. Love it.
I mean, talk about options that are on the table to discuss over a 24-hour period that you weren't even thinking in a million years would be options you had to consider just 24 hours ago. Less than that. Because Cousins didn't blow out his Achilles until right around the middle of the second half yesterday. Less than 24 hours ago. Vikings weren't sitting there thinking, well, we got to find a quarterback. No. As a matter of fact, you're saying, thank goodness we didn't trade ours to New York. Or ask him to blow out his trade deadline before he blew out his Achilles. I mean, it's crazy how things can change in the NFL. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
Vikings are the 7th seed right now.
Right.
They're a playoff team. They can make the playoffs.
Correct.
I think you got to try to win this year, man. But do you want to sign Colt McCoy off the street?
No.
Do you want to bring Case Keenum back?
No.
You got to go make a splash, man. Go for it.
Yeah, the Minnesota Miracle days are over.
What could you get Kyler Murray for realistically?
Too much. That's why I'd go for Lance.
But you don't know if he's ready to play.
He's ready to play. More so than isn't it crazy?
I mean, I love your confidence, but I have no idea if he's ready to go.
More so one would think than Jaron Hall. How many reps do you think that kid out of BYU's gotten? 0.0, like full Blutarski? Honestly, it's kind of crazy. And I think I'd like to have a conversation a little bit more on tomorrow's show when we have a lot more real estate without reacting to stuff from the day before. But, the NFL has an issue in getting quarterbacks ready. The NFL has an issue in growing quarterbacks and nurturing quarterbacks big time. Wide receivers can just come out of the box, and running backs can just come out of the box. You can name a ton. It's so rare for quarterbacks to just come out of the box, man. And so, I don't know. They know their personnel. They know what the kids looked like in training camp. They know it. And they might sit there and go, we're ready. In the same way the Bears were like that way with Bajan. Who you might say turned into a bit of a pumpkin last night. Although they didn't target DJ Moore in a game they were down by 1 million points, but that's for another day. I don't know. Lance is the short-term maneuver that costs you just one, maybe Friday night draft choice in Detroit next year. And isn't it funny? He loses the job to Darnold because Darnold had 61 career starts. The reason why I know that number off the top of my head is because when we were preparing yesterday's NFL Game Day morning 20th anniversary show, I got a bunch of stats from Ben McWilliams of NFL Network Research. When we came on the air for the first time on NFL Network 20 years ago next week, Tom Brady had 4 fewer career touchdown passes than Sam Darnold currently has. So
wow.
Darnold beats out Lance because he's more veteran. He's got more experience. Lance beats out Hall here because he does have more experience. And he plays for Shanahan, and whose system might he fit than somebody off that tree in Kevin O'Connell. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.